I am Samantha Mowat. I'm a clairvoyant psychic and a contactee, and I think tonight I'd like to help you further develop your clairaudience. Now, clairaudience is a really fun gift. For me, it is one that has been really strong during certain parts of my life and weaker in others. And I believe that this may be because I'm a highly visual person. I have found over the years that when I've been very good at meditating and taking the time to really make sure I didn't have music on, take the time to really keep my home more at ease and peace without having a lot of the distractions in place like I have now, my clairaudience was stronger then. Whereas now it seems like it can be difficult to hear my guides over dogs barking, fish tank, kids, life. And that's okay. So I have found there were a couple things that I used to do that I've been trying to implement again that actually help my clairaudience to become more prevalent and one of my stronger gifts. A very long time ago, I would often sit on my bed at night and I would get really comfy. I would cross my legs and I would sit on top of the covers and I would do really deep breathing exercises. And it was a really good thing because when you do deep breathing, you really connect into your aura. You expand your auric body outwards, and you make it so that your ability to have these vibrations shifts. And when I say have these vibrations, I mean your ability to pick up on the subtle frequencies being emitted near you amplifies. And so when I did this, and I did it every night, I was always doing it with the intention of having more of a conscious connection to my guides. And I remember it was really fun how it first started out. I would be sitting on my bed at night and I was super excited because I would feel my guides walking around the room. I would feel the energies as they were popping in and popping out, feeling their different frequencies. I would see the occasional orb moving or sparks of light appearing, and that was wonderful. But I was really excited to hear them, and I really wanted to work on that. And so after about a week of closing my eyes and meditating and just every night doing it for about 15 minutes, I remember being a little bit frustrated one night, and I was like, oh, I just want to hear them. Why can't I hear them? And then I heard a voice say, hi. And oh my goodness, you have no idea how excited I was because I heard this very clear, distinct male voice say to me, hi. And I'd recognized the vibration because I had been doing clairsentient exercises to become more aware of what my angels felt like. I was becoming aware of what the different beings I was working with, what their energetic vibrations felt like and the colors that were associated with them. And so when I started noticing this deep indigo-y purple color coming in and having its aura near mine and directly in front of mine, and to hear it say to me, hi, it was a really big deal for me in that moment. I remember being just so giddy and excited that I didn't want to go sleep easily that night. And so when you work on your clairaudience, it's a really fun little thing to do. You can do it in a couple different ways. One of my favorite ways is, yes, it is actually meditating in particular at night. Because by the time it's bedtime, you don't have to worry about making dinner, you don't have to pick anybody up from school, you don't have to go to work right away. You can spend that 15 minutes or a half hour, 45 minutes, just really grounding your auric field. So what I'd like for you to try tonight, when you get a chance, is to go into your room, just lightly make your bed, that way it's nice and comfy. Maybe put on your pajamas, that way you're feeling completely at ease. And then go sit on your bed in a very comfortable position. I don't recommend laying down. If you lay down, you're probably going to fall asleep. That happened to me a lot. And so by sitting in a very comfortable position with your back a little bit more upright, with your body just very comfortable and calm, you might have to put a pillow under your sit bones, that way you're better elevated. Some people find that's a bit easier. I know that when I do meditation on the floor, it certainly helps me. And then once you're at that place where you're just very comfortable, you close your eyes and you feel the energy that's around you. Feel how it moves. Do a quick scan on your aura. Just start at the top, feeling your aura and working your way down. And as you do so, pay attention to where you feel tension, blocks, where your aura feels bigger, or where it might feel like it's more repressed. And once you get an idea of your own aura, I want for you to do some very basic energy protection. I like to work heavily with white light, so I normally envision a white light coming down completely around me, like a spotlight. You can do things like a golden bubble or any kind of energy protection you choose. You can work with flame energy, you can do shields, you can envision angels surround you, whatever you want. Just choose something. For consistency's sake, I will stick with imagining a golden bubble going around me, and then give yourself a grounding cord. This will help make it so you can hear your angels without projecting out of your body. Okay. The next thing I want you to do is, as you feel that energy around you, you're going to just do a couple minutes of light breathing exercises. Consistently breathing in and out. For me, I like to do a simple one of, pardon me, breathing in, 1, 2, 3, 4, hold for 4, breathe out for 4. I like to do it in a bit of a square pattern. And then the reason why you want to do this is you want to have yourself in a bit of a consistent breathing cycle. It doesn't matter if it's 4 seconds, 5 seconds, 7 seconds, you pick whatever resonates with you, but just try to be consistent. What you're doing by this is you're taking your vibrational frequency and you're shifting it around. You're making it so that you're having a consistent energetic flow or pattern going around you. And once you're done that part, and you're just kind of relaxing your aura through breathing for a couple of minutes, start to breathe normally. And at that point, invite in your primary angels. Ask them to join you. Ask them to bring their energy all around you. And when you do that, and you can kind of feel the energy shifting in the room, I want for you to ask them to start speaking to you. You might have clairvoyant images popping up. You might have auditory things randomly coming into your mind, or you might hear them clear as day. This is an exercise you're going to have to practice several times, but I have found it to be really beneficial. You know, it's kind of funny, just while I'm talking to you right now, I keep seeing all my different guides popping in and out, so I'm probably looking this way and that way and all over the place, so please forgive me. I can be a bit of a goldfish when I've got no distractions in front of me and I'm just looking at energy. And you know, if you're in that nice meditative state, feel free to take a moment and open your eyes and just kind of slightly relax. In a sense, kind of zone out. Find something to fixate on and just allow for your eyes to be more attentive to what's in your peripheral rather than what you're directly focusing on. Most of your clairvoyance and the things that you're going to see on a psychic level when you're first beginning will be in your peripheral. It will not be directly in front of you. And so you might see little sparks popping up there for a moment and gone. You might see mists or shadows or orbs coming through. And this can happen even while you're trying to focus on your clairaudient exercises. It's just because you're changing the frequency that you're emitting to being in a state that is more harmonious. And the other thing I want to talk to you about is how your clairaudience can present itself. With me, there were a few cases where I was very grateful to have listened to my clairaudience. A long time ago, we were driving when we lived just on Vancouver Island, and we had just left our apartment, and I think we were going to get a coffee or something like that and drive across town. And I remember when we were in the turn lane to turn to go get a coffee, I heard one of my guides say, "Car accident." And at the time, I didn't drive back then, so I was a passenger. And I remember thinking, car accident? I don't see a car accident. What car accident? What are they talking about? And, you know, we got our coffee and we drove around for like another 20 minutes. And when we got across town, we were rear-ended. And so it wasn't even right away that it clicked into my mind of, oh, my guys just warned me about this. It wasn't until I was at work the next day that I'm like, oh, they warned me about that. I did not pay attention at all. And so when you get these messages from your guides, it might be about something that's coming in the near future. It might not be pertaining to that exact moment, and it might be very subtle. Sometimes your clairaudience can be as subtle as a whisper, where you might have like a faint impression of something coming into your mind on a telepathic scale. And that can be very important too. So when you get these impressions, when you feel the angelic energy around you, you need to pay attention to any impressions or reoccurring thought patterns you have, because often our angels are talking to us repeatedly, trying to emphasize a message over and over. Yes, they'll use things like signs and synchronicities to speak to us, but quite often they'll be using more of a telepathic connection with us to try to get us to understand what they're saying. One sec. Oh, okay, that's a good one. So, some ways that your clairaudience can be a really fun thing. A lot of us have blocks of clairaudience. And so what you may not know is, yes, we have our primary chakra systems. We have hundreds, if not thousands, of minor chakras all covering our entire body. But we also have chakras over a lot of our psychic aspects. So we have chakras on our palms for doing energy healing. We have ear chakras that are here as well. And so if you're feeling like you're having a hard time hearing your guides, you can always ask them to clear your ear chakras. One thing I like to do before a lot of my readings is I'll infuse my hands with a lot of white light or healing energy, and then I'll take them and put them over my ears, and I'll almost use like a corkscrew type energy to release the energy that's pent up in that area, and I'll just help to clear out the energy that's right there. Oh, there's a bug. Now, that one might help you, so maybe give that a shot too. You know, I found my clairaudience was really strong shortly after, like, my kids were born, and it may have to do with the fact that I was really trying to connect into my angelic beings, trying to get to know who their angels and spirit guides were, and this one time I had bought this 2-pack of Joy and Virtue CDs, and I think it was actually How to Hear Your Angels, and it was kind of funny because I put on the one CD and I had on for like, I think a month, which is a really long time to have one CD playing in the vehicle. But I was never driving for a long period of time, so I never got to listen to very much of it at time. And so it was talking, I didn't realize at the time that this was actually my psychic abilities popping through, and my guides playing with technology, which, by the way, your angels can do. And so they had taken this first CD, CD1, and it was talking to me about each of the different angels. It was talking about, well, this is what Archangel Michael specializes in, this is what Archangel Uriel specializes in, Jophiel, Gabriel, Sandalphon, you name it. It was like a solid 2-hour CD of talking about each of the different angels, their colors, their gifts, and how you can utilize them. And then CD number 2 was all about exercises. And then when I went back to CD number 1 a few months later, I remember like inserting into the CD player and being like, huh, well that's not right. She's talking about something completely different. This is another exercise CD. This is talking about her experiences, not about the angelic beings. And then I went back to CD number 2. It was the same thing. It was more exercises and her experiences. I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. This doesn't make any sense at all. So I went through all the other intuitive CDs I had in the vehicle trying to understand what was going on. And then my guides, I could hear them laughing and being all playful. I'm like, what's so funny? Why are you guys laughing? And I realized at that time that they had changed the way in which the CD was operating, because they were so excited for me to start getting to know them to a greater capacity that they had changed the way the technology was working. They were using her voice to project the information to me, and you know, I think it's kind of funny how the guides can do that, and so can a lot of the extraterrestrials and multidimensionals. They're kind of like tricksters in a little sense. They're very playful and love-based, but when they want to get something done, they certainly make sure it happens. But I think I'm going to let you go. It was nice talking to you, and I wish you a beautiful night. Peace, love, and light. Bye.